Walter has sealed himself indoors after being recognized by a reporter visiting the prison. While hiding, he's visited by an incessant local food critic who attempts to get him to open up about the death row prisoner he's been trying to help. Interior Walter's home night. On screen, a late night news show.
Fascinating. You've got one of the most promising young chefs in the country just disappears one day and pops up 20 years later feeding guys on death row. Take another look at this photo that went viral earlier today.
The photo, Walter, a tender look as he shakes hands with Reed, shirtless and raw-boned, the tray between them. Walter stares at the TV from his chair, despondent, drinking.
Now, no comment from Carrot yet as to his position in the case, but we're told the inmate, Jeffrey Reed, is striking in protest of his execution 3 weeks from now. Folks, this is North Carolina, but look at him. This looks more like something out of Abu Ghraib.
A knock at the door. Walter mutes the TV. At the door, Walter peers warily through the drapes. Reluctantly, he opens the door. It's Hannah.
I figured you could use a drink.
Got one.
He shuts the door. Hannah blocks it open with a bottle.
Not like this.
Walter reads the label. From his expression, it's a nice one. He disappears inside with it but leaves the door open. Interior Walter's home later. The two recline in the living room, red-faced, shoes off.
Left the correspondence dinner and wandered into the kitchen. Said the speeches were boring. You know, everyone thinks the bat thing was his idea.
Wait, you're the one who told Ozzy Osbourne to eat the head off a bat?
Well, not just the head. I told him about the native soup recipe from Guam. The bat part, he remembered. He just forgot the soup.
Walter points to her empty glass.
Another?
Please.
Walter takes their glasses to the bar.
Reagan, December 8th, 87. State dinner with Mikhail Gorbachev.
Walter looks over his shoulder. Hannah has found the blue book beside the chair, looking up from the page in awe.
That night they ended the Cold War. Nixon, 1970. In honor of our guest Elvis Presley. LBJ, July 2nd, 1964, Civil Rights Act reception. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is every presidential meal since...
Kennedy. He hired the first of us. Well, Jackie did, really. Chefs are always the first lady's choice. Book started with Renee, who left it to Henry, and so on. Every occasion imaginable, sort of a playbook if one of us ever got stuck.
So why didn't you pass it down?
Because I'm a sore loser.
Do you miss it?
Walter considers an answer but points to the muted TV instead. On screen, footage of the crowd outside the prison.
I don't get it. He's been on a hunger strike for 2 weeks. Why care now?
Hunger strikes aren't new. You are. Walter, I could have written about you before, but I didn't.
I know.
So, between you and me, why are you talking to Reed?
On Walter at the point of stepping back or forward.
Because I believe in him.
The guy was caught on tape flipping the switch. You know that, right?
Reed says there's more to the tape. Weeks, maybe months of footage that they never showed in court.
And if it did show Otsuka asked him to do it, why wouldn't his lawyer use it?
No, I don't know.
And how do you explain the safe?
I can't.
But you still believe him.
I do.
Why?
Have you ever heard of something called marasmus? It's a condition. When a child starts to go hungry, the muscles atrophy. The stomach distends, bones start to break. A normal 10-year-old should weigh about 80 pounds. I weighed 50. My dad would keep, well, there weren't the social services then that there are now, but food was something momentous to me. When someone sends it back, wasting it, it upsets me. But creating it, that's why I cook. Now, I don't say that for your empathy, but so you'll understand that I know what hunger feels like. It's like a rot. The most uninstinctual act a human can do is not eat. And Reed is deciding to rot. I can't make sense of that unless he's telling the truth.
A long beat. Hannah lifts her glass, drinks until it's gone.
We'll need to file a Freedom of Information Act request.
For what?
For the tape. It'll probably take a few weeks to get the full copy from the evidence court.
Oh, you sure it still even exists? I mean, it's a 10-year-old trial.
Evidence in a capital murder case can't be destroyed until 3 years after the death of the defendant. That's in 3 weeks.
Hannah rises to leave. Walter regards her, impressed.
I thought you were a food critic.
And I thought you were a prison cook, not some shining knight of political injustice.
This isn't political.
Tell them that.